So many streaming devices on the market, and sometimes it becomes really overwhelming just trying to decide which one to purchase, especially in that budget category. So what I'm doing in today's video is to tell you my top 5 streaming sticks for 2020. All of these devices will be in the $50 to $60 price range. Please drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what your top 5 devices are for 2020. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So if you're new to the channel, I do everything tech, from your streaming reviews, streaming news, product reviews, unboxings, and everything in between. Hit that subscribe button in the top right, smash the notification bell. Make sure you select all on notification. That way you won't miss a video or a giveaway. Before we jump into it, guys, if you want me to do another list of devices over $100 or over $150, drop that in the comment section as well. This list will be in order from 5 all the way through number 1, and I will be leaving links in the description where you can go ahead and pick it up. Let's go ahead and jump over to number 5. So number 5 is going to be the Buzz TV Vidstick. This is the ST4000. Now this is a nice looking device, starting out around $50. This is a 4K streaming device. As far as some of the other specs, it does have an Amlogic S905Y2 processor. This maxes out at 2 GHz. It is running Android 9, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of internal storage. And very cool on this device that not only does it have the DC plug-in, which is micro USB, but you also have a SD card slot and you have a standard USB port on the back. Now, as far as the size, this device is pretty small, and this is geared towards your IPTV. So the interface is not going to be too flashy. It is going to be pretty standard, but if you use a launcher, you can go ahead and change it. As far as the remote is a full-size remote. So depending which side of the aisle you're on, you might love it or you might hate it. So just looking at the remote, it has every button, guys. It has the inputs, has the home, has a fast forward rewind, has a dedicated guide button as well, and this can be programmed to control your TV or other media devices. Now my personal opinion is that this remote was really overkill. There's too much going on, and I'd rather them slim it down a little bit and just put the basic buttons. However, this stick being essentially dedicated to your IPTV, I can see why they went with the full remote. Now device number 4 is going to be your Roku TV Stick or the Roku TV Stick Plus. Now Roku, if you guys don't know, is the most popular streaming device in the US. If you look at the sales, and not only the individual device, but when they're integrated into a TV, they're the most used in the US, so keep that in mind. Now I believe that Roku doesn't get its fair share because they don't have a way for you to sideload applications. But if you're able to look beyond that and just go with the apps that's available, it is actually a real nice device. So first thing to point out is that Roku is usually very cheap. Range in price from $27 all the way to about $60 or $50 depending where you're picking up. The device that we're looking at is the Roku Stick. However, if you were to upgrade to the 4K or the Roku Stick Plus, you do get a nice remote, guys, which allows you to plug your headphones directly into your remote. Now this might be kind of gimmicky because you should be able to just connect via Bluetooth if you want to go that route, but if you just want to quickly connect, that option is there for you. Now Roku is one of the best when it comes to free content. A lot of live channels on your device, including the Roku channels, which gives you a ton of free content. Now the stick is really small and it really performs well. This is one that I've been using in my garage for over a year now. Now as far as the remote, like I said, Roku shines when it comes to what their remote feels like. So volume up and down on the side, you do have a power up top, back, home, you have the navigation, you also have a built-in microphone, and then you have your dedicated buttons. So you have Netflix, you have DirecTV Now or AT&T TV Now as they switched over, Fandango as well as Fandango. So depending when you purchase it, you might have different buttons. So if you were to upgrade from the base device, you will get a remote with a headphone jack, which allows you to just plug in and listen to your content privately. Like I said, Roku is a great streaming device. Reason I believe it gets a bad rap, especially in the streaming community, is because you cannot sideload your applications on this device. But if you're able to look beyond that, this is a magnificent device. Now coming in at number 3 is going to be your Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Now Fire TV Stick is the standard when it comes to these streaming sticks, guys. So very simple, straightforward, not too flashy, decent remote, and everyone knows or probably have used a Fire Stick before. I should mention that Amazon did release 2 Fire Sticks in 2020. Both were 1080p and one did not have media controls. I still believe that the 4K is better than those 2 devices. Now as far as the specs of the Fire TV Stick, we're looking at Dolby Atmos, 4K Ultra HD, 1.5 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of internal storage, and of course it comes with an Amazon ecosystem, which is a love-hate relationship. Now the device itself is not too flashy, just a square with an HDMI. They did include the extension, and also with the Amazon Firestick you can use an OTG adapter to add your keyboard, to add your USB to Ethernet adapter, to add your external storage, and I did a whole video just showing you guys how to set that up. Now back to user interface. The user interface is going to be kind of clunky, guys. Like I said, it's hard to find what you're looking for. They do have menus, seem like all over the place, but you're going to have to really just rely on the individual applications to find recommendations and find your content. Now back to the looks of the device. The remote, like I said, is pretty nice. It's not going to be the best remote out there, but you do have your power button, you do have your voice button for your controlling your smart device, navigation of course, and you do have the power up and down where you can go ahead and control your TV, control the volume, and so on and so forth. So as far as the price, this is priced at $39.99 currently. Normally it's at $49, but we've seen it go on sale for as low as $24. Just have to catch it on a Black Friday or Amazon Cyber Sale, and you should be able to get this very cheap. Now having said that, yes, you can add your third-party applications. You can sideload whichever apps you want on this device. This device is reliable, and I haven't had any issues with this, but I don't think it's the best out there. Now coming in at number 2 is going to be our Tivo Stream 4K. Now this was a new release for 2020, and this has a lot of cool features which is definitely worth checking out. And as far as the specs, we're looking at an Amlogic S905 Y2 processor. Now this maxes out at 1.8 gigahertz. We have 2 gigs of RAM and 8 gigs of internal storage. Now I should mention that this is running Android TV 9, so that's definitely a big plus, and we'll get into the user interface here in a little bit. Now as far as the device itself, looks like an old PlayStation. Everyone was talking about it when it first launched, but it is a true dongle, guys. You can see it does have a flexible HDMI cable here at the top. Ports on the device, you have 2 options. You have a micro USB and you do have a USB-C. Now this opens it up for you to do a lot of different things. So power is with the micro USB, and then with the USB-C you can add additional storage, you can add a network card, you can add a keyboard, you can do a lot of different things. And I like that Tivo took some time to add an additional port. Now the remote itself, I actually did not mind it. Now if you look at the remote, it has some of the buttons that you might need for your IPTV or for your streaming applications, but it also has those basic buttons, and it didn't overdo it, which I love. Now you have your volume up and down, your power, your input. So this does have CEC control, can power your TV on and off, turn the volume up and down. It also has a dedicated Netflix button and a Google Assistant in the middle. Now one cool thing about this that Tivo introduced is the Tivo application, and this can be launched a couple different ways, either by pressing the Tivo button, or if you go into the user interface and you can go ahead and launch it up top, which is normally pinned. The Tivo app is awesome as well. So within this app you do have a ton of free content, and it also integrates those streaming apps that you might already have subscription to. So you have a Sling account, if you have a Hulu account, you can sign into those applications and those will be integrated into the app. So the selling point on the Tivo is that it has the content all in one place, and that way if you search for something, it will search across all of your streaming subscriptions and it can get you the correct content. Now besides that, having Android TV is a huge plus for this device. Not only is Android TV customizable, but it also is very nice to look at. Like fluid interface, we're used to that on the NVIDIA Shield, works just as well. And out of all of these devices, this might be my favorite user interface. So the current price on Amazon is actually $39, believe it or not. This normally retails for $49, so now is a great time to jump on the Tivo Stream 4K if you're in the market. Coming in at number 1 is going to be your Google Chromecast with Google TV. Now this is a brand new addition for 2020, and this is one of the most impressive devices that I've seen. Not only does it look good, feels good, and the performance is up to par. As far as the specifications, we're looking at 2 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of internal storage. It is running Android TV 10, but it is a modified version of Google TV, and it does have 4K HDR capabilities. Let's first take a look at the device itself. Now this is a true dongle, guys. What I mean by this is that it is lightweight, the HDMI plug is flexible, and I don't see this being a strain on the HDMI ports on your television. Now besides that, out of the 5 devices I just went over, this is the best build. Quality feels good, it's solid, and you can tell that Google really put a lot of thought into making this device. Now on the device itself, does have a USB-C plug, and this is going to provide you power. However, you can use a USB-C OTG adapter to add your storage, add your keyboard and mouse, add your Ethernet adapter, and do whatever you want with those USB ports. And with the release of this, it still has those Chromecast features. So yes, you can cast your content to your television, but also coming very soon, guys, is the addition of Google Stadia to this device. So stay tuned for that. If you're a gamer and you want a device to stream your games on, this is going to be compatible really soon. And also, I should mention that this comes in 3 colors. It comes in white, comes in blue, comes in pink, and the 3 colors comes with a matching remote. Now, speaking of the remote is also very well done. It is a smaller remote, matches the size of the device. A few buttons. You have your navigation up top, you have your back button, Google Assistant, home, mute. You have a dedicated YouTube button, which doubles for YouTube TV. You also have a dedicated Netflix button. You also have a power and input selection, and on the side you have your volume up and down. Now, this device with the remote does have full CEC control. You can power your devices on and on, so definitely a big plus. And the shining part for this device is the user interface. Now, even though this is not as customizable as you have with the traditional Android TV, the interface feels smooth. It was super snappy, easy to get to your content, and no issues getting your applications or sideloading your applications onto this device. Now, the price on this is currently $49. Like I said, this is a new release for 2020. It's not available on Amazon, but it is on Google, so I'll go ahead and drop their link. So like I said, I will be leaving links for all of these devices that I spoke about in the description. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what your top 5 is. Let me know which one I should remove or add to this list. And also let me know if you want me to do another video just comparing the higher price devices. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. So if you're new to the channel, I do everything tech, from your streaming reviews, streaming news, product reviews, unboxings, and everything in between. Hit that subscribe button in the top right, smash the notification bell. Make sure you select all on notification. That way you won't miss a video or a giveaway.